Hey guys, this is Patrick Gallagher. As we prepare for ETH Denver, gonna build some crazy stuff. I just want to give you an update on a cool tool that I've been playing around with. These guys are about to launch. I think you should check it out. I'm not sponsored. I just think this is awesome, and they worked really hard on it. So I want to give this to you as a tool that you can use to build a dapp at ETH Denver. I'll be giving a workshop there. Come say hello if this is the only 10 seconds of the video we watch. Make sure to come say hello at ETH Denver. Let's talk about our token. Let's talk about DeFi. Let's have fun. And let's build some cool stuff. So let's dive right in. I'm going to build something here on Biddle Hub. And maybe it'll inspire you to do something at the hackathon and make your life a little bit easier, right? Because there's only a couple tools you need to build a dapp. If you're not writing smart contracts, then literally all you need is like MetaMask and Infura. And so this product makes it a little bit easier and makes it pretty straightforward to get data off-chain into your dapp so that you can have a good experience. And it allows you to do some like triggering and like emails and other cool stuff. Basically, it's like you don't have to set all this like listener service up. You don't have to manage a lot of this stuff. So let's jump right in. So there's two main categories here. There's flows and there's app builders. App builders are something that allow you to basically set things up ahead of time for a specific set of contracts or a specific type of flow. You don't have to worry about that for now. Just know that like there's probably going to be an app builder that's already built for Maker, for Uniswap, for Compound, that sort of stuff when you go in, and RDI, of course. The thing that you're going to probably use the most at first is the event flows. And so an event flow is like a if this then that Zapier sort of thing for smart contracts. So it allows you to sort of trigger either start off chain saying, okay, go and fetch this data and then get it back to me, or on chain where something happens to your smart contracts and that triggers the flow to start, and then something happens and it returns to you off chain. Eventually, they're talking about putting in on chain stuff, but this is all data. This is all reading and integration with like a standard web app. So let's dive in. Let's create a new flow, and we are going to select the data source. Now this could be a contract, a wallet. This could be like every like so many seconds or minutes I could have this flow start off, or I could trigger it with an endpoint. So like my dapp could call it and trigger it. But we're just gonna watch a smart contract, and we are going to watch when a specific function is called. You could also do events, and then we're going to input the data about the contract, and I'll get the address from the R token repo. We'll do the RDI contract, and then we'll upload the ABI. So basic stuff. If you ever use OneClickDapp, I highly recommend that for using a front end. By the way, don't build a front end if you don't need to. But if you do build a front end and you want to build a dapp, then you'll probably use Biddle Hub. All right, so we got the three things we need to interact with the contract: the address, the network, and the ABI. And now we need to pick a function. So this is the RDI contract, and hats are how people provide instructions for where they want to send the interest. So I'm going to call the change hat function, or pick the data off of that. So whenever that function is called change hat, that means someone is changing where they want their interest to go. So that's kind of interesting to know, where are people sending their interest. I'm not going to apply any filters. And then we need to figure out what pieces of data we want to pull off of this. So there's three categories here. There's transaction fields, input parameters, log events. Transaction field, the first two are basically more closer to the chain. So when I say that, I mean like they're about the transactions itself, like the to, from, gas limit, gas price, block number, like that sort of thing. The things that we're going to be more focused on now are the log events. So when people call change hat, there is obviously an event called hat change, or not obviously, but there's an event that calls hat change, which is obviously going to be tied together. So I understand the contract, so like I know that that's related, but you're going to have to look in your contract to figure out, what events I want to pull out. But this is a very general tool. So if for instance, you wanted to know every time the transfer function was called, you could just, you could pull off like the from address, and then you wouldn't even have to look in these log events. You could just pull off the from address, and that would tell you at least who is doing the transferring. Was it a, then you can inspect it and see, was it a wallet or was it a contract, that sort of thing. But for now, we're just pulling off events. And then I can output this, like I can change the output for like how this data is going to be presented later down in the flow. So like if I want to change that to hat change user, or I could just change it to user, right? You'll see how that helps in the future. So we'll save and continue. All right, so this is the trigger, right? So this is what starts off the flow, and then we can create the action. So what's the result that we want to happen? Remember, this is just like if this, then that. Let's send an email. But we could also do things like an endpoint. So I could put the endpoint for my dapp in here. So that way, either my dapp or maybe I have a backend that's running that wants, we want to keep track of this stuff. Or, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. You could do, if you're using AWS Event Bridge, you can hook that up. But for now, we'll do email. It's the easiest to demonstrate. So we'll send an email. And we'll say in the subject line, RDI alerts, because that's kind of the topic. And we'll say hat was changed. Let's see. Someone changed their hat on the RDI contract. Okay, so now if we add this object, ctx.event, make this a little bigger for you. ctx.event, that's going to give me in the body of my email the entire event. If this was a webhook, we could do, and it was posting this to my dapp instead of sending email, we could pick out which pieces of data and do a little bit of formatting. But for now, we'll just get the whole entire event object and have it put in the body of the email. We'll save and continue. All right, now we're ready to start the flow. So we'll go over here, hit the start flow button, and then let's start it. So if we go to OneClickDapp, this is the OneClickDapp for specifically the RDI contract. And we'll check my account and see what hat I currently have. And I have hat 13. Okay, so now if I call the change hat function and provide it hat 11, which is actually the hat for our trees, then this should trigger, oh, I was gonna increase the gas cost. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Oh man, I think I'm screwed now. Gas is like 3 gwei right now. Let's go really fast, let's go really fast. Okay, so while we're waiting for that, there's documentation. It's hopefully will be updated by the time we get to ETH Denver. Of course, ETH Denver. There's some blog information. While we're waiting, I'll show you the main page. Oh, it confirmed. Okay, actually, so basically the main page talks about what you can do: subscriptions, REST APIs, bots. It's great for Discord bots. Like if you're gonna send data out, which is what I want to do for some of the Discord channels that I'm in, send data out anytime somebody mentions something about the contract, and then the bot and then Biddle Hub like responds with the data that I want, and then that gets posted. Oh, and we see I got a notification on my screen. You can't see it now, but that I got the email. So if we actually come over here, I'm looking at an email 17 minutes ago, but just now we have a new email from BuidlHub.com. There it is. You have a new notification from your flow. The subject line, RDI alerts, hat was changed. Everything's looking good. And we have the information about the event right in here. So awesome. And then if we go back to Biddle Hub and we go to our flow, we see that in the metrics, over here, we got one event and no warnings, and the event, it has them all listed out here, which is really nice for like debugging to see what happened. And if we go into this section and click this little eye, we see like what actually the outcome was from this action step. So we see the subject, the to address, the text of the email. Basically, you can kind of really go in and see exactly how many things went through each step of your flow, which is like super nice, I think. All right, so that's basically it. That's event flow. You can create events. You can have them trigger things in your dapp. You can have them send emails. You can monitor wallets. You can monitor smart contracts, events and functions on smart contracts. Oh, there's a lot. What more to say? If you're gonna be at ETH Denver, come say hello to me. Tell me about what dapp you're building. Maybe I can provide some help. If you're interested in building on RDAI, I'm doing a workshop. I don't have a date yet, but we will be doing a workshop. The Biddle Hub guys will be at ETH Denver. And so if you're interested in meeting up with them, they'll be there. They'll probably be wearing Biddle Hub t-shirts. Yeah, it's going to be a great event. Hopefully this is helpful. If it's helpful, leave a comment, like the video, typical YouTube stuff, subscribe, and I'll be posting more Biddle Hub videos as well as ETH.build videos like the last one. So I got to give a shout out because this tool is also super awesome. This tool by Austin Griffith, where I went through and I mocked out all of the important functions on the RDAI contract. I might do this one for another contract. So if you want to see another contract explained, please leave a comment and I'll post it. All right, so I'll see you guys next time.